Hey guys, what is up? It is Sam here. I thought it's been a long time since I've done a computer related video. I thought I'd do one. I have uploaded a few videos last week, so I thought let's just do another one. So right in front of you can see some computer which looks very messy inside. This is, well, was my very first gaming PC. In today's standards, it has got absolutely appalling stats. Not stats, specs, sorry. Stats, wow. Playing too many games. Anyway, I'm just going to run down the specs as much as I can remember. I know it's got an AMD Sempron 145. That is a single core CPU. I think it's clocked at like 1.4 gigahertz. Something like that. It's got about a gig of RAM, or maybe 512. And that is DDR 133 megahertz, extremely slow RAM. The power supply, which looks extremely dodgy, is, and you can't see, wow, brilliant camera work. Let's see if I can, as my camera creaks, stop creaking. Stop creaking, okay, stop it, okay. Zoom in, zoom camera, can you zoom the camera? See, I don't like this camera. It doesn't zoom. Come on, camera. Zoom a bit better. Okay, because it says 400 watts. I don't think that power supply ever gave 400 watts. It's a TurboLink switching power supply. I would not trust that with my life. Apparently it says Pentium 4. So that just kind of gives you a pretty good age definition of how old this really is. So yeah, in there we've also got an AGP graphics card. That is a, I can't even read it, let's get up and read it. It is an Inno 3D graphics card from 2007. So that is 7 years old, that graphics card. No, 6 years old, sorry. 6 years old that graphics card is. It's got a micro ATX motherboard, which has two IDE ribbon cables, so that's up to 4 IDE drives, a floppy drive, and down here, don't hear these orange ones, they are SATA ports, which for this age of motherboard was very up to date. As SATA had generally just come into the party. They just come in like, well, what is up? So I'm guessing they're probably like 1.5 gigabit per second, which I'd probably only run a CD drive off. I would never run a hard drive off one of them, only unless I had to, which I don't because I have lots of IDE hard drives. There is also a CD drive up on the top. If I go back up here, CD drive up here. I have no idea if it works. It's been unplugged, so I'm guessing it doesn't. We've got some IDE cables down here, which I'm just gonna pull out now. There is a Seagate Barracuda. It's like a 80 gig in there. I'll probably be replacing that because God knows how old that is. Also, there's like loads of cables. I don't even know what they are. So basically, my idea for this is I'm going to turn it into a file server, because I do have a little NAS drive plugged into my router at the minute, and it's about dead. Yeah, it's about dead. I tried to watch some films off it yesterday and it just about packed up. It was extremely slow, and then I even pulled it out and plugged it straight into my computer and it was still very slow, so I think it's about on its last legs. So I thought, why not reuse an old computer that has just been sat under my bed doing nothing, and use it. So this computer over the past probably 4 or 5 years has been used as a file server. Not for me personally, but for my dad at work. It's been chugging away, just been used as a file server until we've just upgraded to something even better. So I know it does work 100%, the motherboard does, the CPU does, graphics card did. I may need to get a new one, but I know an AGP card won't be that hard to find. Just have to look on eBay. CD drive's easy enough. It does actually have a floppy drive. If I bring it and show you the front, as he nearly drops it. Oh, as he hits the camera, great camera work there. Okay, in the front it's got a floppy drive there, which runs over USB 2. It's got very old memory card and memory stick pro in there. Looks like an SD, very old SD cards. Down here, this used to be a fan control, not a fan controller, a temperature controller. It used to tell you the CPU temp. I have no idea if that works anymore. Also, up here, these be lights that shine up, so when you close the door, as he hits the camera again, as you close the door, can I zoom out a bit more? Is that, there we go, zoom out a bit more. As you open the door, hello! As you open the door, all of this shined up, it looked really awesome. And also, look, it looks like a car. Yeah, it's a gaming PC from like ages ago, deal with it. So yeah, my idea is this, probably throw a couple of hard drives, well, probably 2 or 3, run Windows XP, probably 2 hard drives, one for the OS and then one just for everything else. But thinking about it, I do have a lot of stuff, and I know IDE hard drives are very limiting on the amount they can take. I'm just going to show you on the top as well, if I can pick it up without dropping it, because it is a little bit on the obscure heavy side, because it's made of full steel. As my keyboard nearly falls. So I have no idea if you can see this, but whatever. Let me just check before I go do this. Yes, on the top we have a little flip panel, which has audio. Here it has I can't even think what that is. Headphone, mic, 2 USB 2s, and it looks like a FireEye that's not even there. Just one of them blanking ones. It's got the power button and a reset button. It looks like the power LED and the HDD LED. And there is also a 92mm or maybe an 80mm fan, which looks absolutely disgusting, which I will probably be changing if I need to. Probably not, because I don't really think I want this thing whirring around. So oh god, chair. It's probably going to be under my bed, so it's kind of the only place I can put it right now. So I'm probably just going to strip it all down, clean it up, then re-put everything back into it. So I'll be back in a mo. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to pull out is the power supply, because that's probably going to be the first thing that's going to go, so I thought I'd just replace it now. I have managed to get one out of another computer, which I know is dead as well, but the power supply is working perfectly fine. Here it is. It's another brilliant brand. It is, and you can't really see that because of the shadow. It is called a CodeGen 400 watts. So this might die. This is basically just been used for when I was doing my computer. I just used it to basically run the pump off so I could bleed the system. That is all this power supply has been used for. It's never been used in a computer. I bought it cheap off eBay for like, I think it was like £3. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and unconnect all of the cables. So I'm just going to disconnect the 4-pin CPU there, which has got a nice little round bit in it, where it's been tangled up and turned around. And also the 20-pin, it is not a 24, actually it might be an 18, I'm not quite sure. It might be 20 or 18. Doesn't seem to be that many, but that is it. There's nothing else plugged in. Oh wait, hang on, there is that. I think that is all that is plugged in. What is that? No, that's a fan. No, that's part of the fan. No, that looks like that is all that is plugged in right now, so I'm just gonna get the screwdriver. Oh my god, that's a heavy case. Get you a better angle, because I don't think you really want to be looking at the floor all this time, do you? There we go. Okay, let's unscrew this. I've got a good idea these are going to be extremely tight. I should put the computer upside down to do that. Wait, so unscrew them all after. Oh my god, they're extremely tight. I don't want it to fall down onto, as I threw the screw over the place, I don't want it to fall down onto the CPU. Wait, hang on, is that it? It was only, oh my god. Ghetto power supply mounting, it was only held in by 2 screws. Okay, so the power supply is now out. It looks like it's got an 80mm on the back, that is it. There's no other cooling on it, so I think it's a good idea that I change that, so it's going to be a lot quieter. That's that fan. So let's go ahead and plug this in. Well, not plug, screw this in. Actually, no, I'm going to do that after. I'm not actually going to change it. I've just had a thought. I'm going to take everything out and clean it first. So, yeah, I've just noticed on the back you can actually have a 120 out. Or is that a 140? That might be a 1... No, Looks like an 1892 and a 120, yeah. That's not bad for saying how old this case is. It was a good case though. Okay, so it's gonna get everything out. I'll get the motherboard out, everything else out, and then give it a good clean and do some cable management I was going to say, but it doesn't really, you can't see what I'm doing. Brilliant. I was actually putting my hand behind here to try and get between the backboard, between the back panel and the actual motherboard tray, and there is like no room there. They're actually touching, so there's no way these cable management holes were going to work ever. So I'm actually going to take the other door off now if I can. Just get the screwdriver back out. Looks like there's three. That's a bit weird. 3 screws holding on the back panel. Strange. And these are actually quite tight as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to get the CD drive and that Seagate Barracuda drive out first, because they'll actually be the easiest to get out, as I nearly hit the tripod. I do know the graphics card is a bit dodgy, as my camera makes a weird noise. Okay, we're good. We good. Yeah, wait, why is this not coming off? Maybe it needs a bit of force. Wait, that is actually a point, it's not even moving a bit. There we go. Okay, the very dusty and heavy door is now off. That is actually heavier than my current computer's door. And that is probably a lot bigger. And it's made of steel. This is a lot thicker. There's hardly any flex to this. Okay, so now I've got that out. Let's get the motherboard out. It's probably gonna be the next best thing. Let's unplug all the cable. You can't even see what I'm doing. So bad at this. I've just unplugged whatever that was. That looks like I don't even know what that was. What was that? 5V data and ground. That's the USB device. I know that. So let's just put that over there. A little speaker, which great. I will be using that when this board does not post, because I doubt it will. Front I/O. Hopefully this is all on the motherboard. Yes it is. Sweet. I've not just unplugged it and gone, oh crap, I don't know what I'm going to do. Up here looks like we've got all the stuff for the front I/O that wasn't actually plugged in. Like the front pass through. Like wherever these ever going to go. I don't know. Oh, I think these, when you have a sound, these pass through and go into the back, so you actually have to use the ones on the front. These things, the crap, it's just a pass through, it's not even like, whatever, yeah. What is this? Oh, that's like a thermal sensor for the little thing. And then we've also got a fan header. Actually, what is that? That is not a fan header. I don't know what that is. This looks like part of... That goes to the CPU thing, the little temperature gauge, and that looks like there may be a bit missing. Like a converter box. Because these look like fan headers, so maybe... I don't know. Okay, motherboard. Yeah, it is a micro ATX board, so it is only a 4-slot motherboard. And this case is full-size ATX. I'm not sure why they ever put this motherboard in it. I mean, I'd go for a full-size ATX for myself, but must have been cheaper back then. I did actually buy this computer from one of them, as I hit that thing twice. Buy this computer from, well, I didn't actually buy it, it was a gift from my dad. He got it built, I can't remember who by now, but his computer he bought at the same time was also built by them, and he bought quite a lot of computers off them over the years, and they've done pretty good. So I've just noticed what this brand of motherboard is, and the colour scheme is absolutely disgusting for what it is. It is an MSI board. This is probably the only MSI motherboard I will ever own in my life. I cannot stand MSI. Alright, let's attempt to get the AGP card out. I have no idea how you get one of these out. No, I don't just pull. Or do I? Yes, just pull. Okay, so that is the AGP graphics card. It is... oh wow. It is... as the camera focuses. It is an Inno 3D FX 6200 AGP DVI TV 256 megabyte. I'm guessing that's like DDR. It's got Samsung memory chips on it, so must have been doing something right back then. It doesn't actually, I'm trying to look for a date on it. It says 34/2007, I don't think that's a date. There isn't one, but on it there is DVI, S-Video and VGA, which was kind of the standard back then. DVI was very not the standard, it was VGA and S-Video, they were kind of the two biggest. I used to have a VGA monitor, a 4:3 aspect ratio VGA monitor. That thing was a beast. You see, these, I used to run, oh, I think that's too stuck now. I've kind of got it stuck between, no, here it comes. No, come on. I used to run a lot of games that I still run to play today on this PC. I'm shocked that it actually ran them so well. I doubt I'll be playing any games on this anytime soon, or ever actually. Okay, that's all the screws out, and wow, the motherboard is quite heavy. That might just be that heatsink. And it is very dusty, there is dust everywhere. And you can't even see what I'm doing right now. So here's the motherboard, and there's a screw falling off it. A random screw is just falling off the motherboard. Oh god, this could go wrong. Okay, let's go with that. There is dust coming off this motherboard like there's no tomorrow. I'm just going to give it a shake. And if anything falls off, I'm a bit screwed, but whatever. So, the memory modules, I'm going to get them both out so we can have a look at them. I do actually have some DDR RAM, so if this is like only like 256 or something, I can probably throw in maybe a gig. It looks like they're two 512 sticks, and I can't get the second one out, it seems to be stuck by dust. Yeah, they're two 5 gigabyte sticks. As the motherboard falls, 1333 speed, not 133. Oh wait, one of them, the top one is a 133 and the bottom one is a 400 megahertz, so I'm shocked that they actually work, because I know DDR memory is extremely temperamental with random speeds. I mean, look at that. That is a 512 megabyte stick of RAM, and there is chips of memory all over it. Same on this one, there's only 2 spaces blank. That is insane. And I mean, look at DDR3 now, and we've got like loads of space. I mean, you can get 8 gigabytes on one stick now, and we're like, there's still loads of room. So that's the RAM. The motherboard with the North Bridge under here, which you can just see sticking out. As the I can't get it because light. There you go. You can see the corner of it. There it is. There it is, right at the top. I am not taking that lovely heatsink off. If you can see that, it says you might not be able to see it because of the light. Because the lighting is terrible. Oh, there we go. It says AMD. AMD stock cooler. A very beefy stock cooler. Looks like. Actually, I'm going to remove this and see if I can get the CPU out and shit. Well, not get the CPU out, but show you what the CPU is. I can work out how to get this out. It looks like something to do with that. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's a little clip. Okay, let's show you. This little thing here is a little clip, and then I guess we just pull up. Okay. Just pull that out of there, out of there. It has been a long time since I've done a... Let's move this out of the way. It's been a long time since I've tried to take off a AMD CPU. This feels stuck, and I feel like I'm going to break the CPU. Oh, there we go, it's out. And there are no bent pins. Saviour. Right. Right now, because this computer is so old, the CPU is actually stuck to the heatsink. And I'm afraid, I think it's stuck for good. There is no way that's coming off without me bending any of these pins. Oh! Oh! I managed to get it out. Okay. This is why you should never leave a CPU on so long. I'm going to clean this up and then I'll show it to you guys.